today? I hope that you're doing great. Today, in this beautiful day, I would like to tell you something about Sarip Tambak. But before I deliver my story, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Thalia Mayangsari and I'm representing of SMA Negeri 1 Wringinanom. Okay, let's start. Long time ago, there lived a young man named Sarip Tambak. He lived with his mother in a hamlet called Tambak, Gedangan Regency, East Java during the Dutch colonial era. His father died when Sarip was a child. When his father was alive, Sarip lived well because his father owned a large fish pond business. However, when his father died, the pond was taken by the greedy uncle. Sarip is known as a young man who is easily angered and likes to fight. However, Sarip actually has a kind heart. One day, the village head of Gedangan with 2 Dutch soldiers came to Sarip's house. Unfortunately, Sarip was not at home, but his mother was found. The purpose of the Gedangan village head was to ask for taxes on the pond business. Pak Lurah, since my husband died, the pond business was taken over by the younger brother. He took all the profits. So, if the Lurah wants to ask for taxes, ask my late husband's brother. I don't care. The pond is still in your husband's name, so you have to pay the tax. Because Sarip's mother didn't want to pay the village head of Gedangan, and the Dutch army went on a rampage to destroy the furniture. Sarip, go home. Your house is about to be burned by the village head. Sarip, who seemed to hear his mother call, immediately went home. How angry Sarip saw the village head of Gedangan and the Dutch army destroying his house. Hey Lurah, you insult! How dare you to destroy my house? If you want to pay the tax, then everything is fine. You should be protector of people. Without saying much, Sarip immediately paid the village to death. After the murder of the Gedangan village head, Sarip became fugitive from the Dutch colonial government. A few days later, Sarip went to his uncle's house. Sarip immediately asked for the back of his father's pond. I can't. Now the pond is mine. Okay, if uncle stops born, I'll be forced to resort to violence. Finally, a fight broke out between Sarip and his uncle. Sarip won the fight. His uncle immediately fled to the Kulon area of Kali Sedati before being killed by Sarip. In that place, Uncle Sarip met a warrior named Paidi. I want to ask for your help. Kill Sarip. You want to take my pond. If the pay is right, I'm ready to do it. Paidi immediately looks for Sarip and fights with him. Paidi has a mainstay weapon called Jagang. Paidi won the fight. Sarip died at the hands of Paidi, and his body was dumped into Sedati River. Meanwhile, Sarip's mother was washing clothes of Sedati and found her son's body being washed away. Sarip is not the end. You don't have to die yet. Get up. You must be hide. The take his revenge, this time Sarip managed to kill Paiti. Finally, the Dutch learned about Sarip's weakness from his uncle, who had been a Dutch stook. His uncle knew that Sarip's father had been impersonated before and brought home a lump of red earth. The red soil was divided in half and eaten by Sarip and his mother. After eating the red soil, Sarip was able to back home, to live even though he was killed many times as long as his mother was still alive. While in hiding, it turned out that Sarip also often robbed Dutch houses. Although he likes to rob, Sarip doesn't enjoy the result of his robbing. He also distributed the stolen property to the poor village of the people. The Dutch government didn't remain silent. They hired many swordsmen to catch Sarip, but none of them managed to catch Sarip. Also went to Paiti. After knowing the secret, the Dutch immediately arrested Sarip's mother and shot her. After his mother died, Sarip was actually captured by the Dutch. To make sure Sarip really died, the Dutch government put Sarip into a well and buried him. And finally, Sarip Tambak also really died without being able to live again. The struggle of young men who alone dared to wage resistance to Dutch colonial has ended. But the struggle of teenage is not at the end. We have to fighting until the end. Thank you. If I had many mistakes, I'm so sorry and see you.